Hello all, welcome to this C programming series. And this is the first lesson in the C programming series. Okay, and this lesson is called as setting up your mind to learn C programming. So in this lesson, I'm going to answer most of your frequently asked questions that commonly arises in every student's mind when they have started to learn programming. Okay, so I thought by answering all these questions, okay, by the end of the lesson, your mind would be set up, your mind would be prepared to actually go and learn C programming from this video series. Okay, so let's get started. So let me see what is the first FAQ. So the first FAQ is who must take up this course? Okay, so this course must be taken up by those students or those people who are completely new to programming. Okay, for those people who have not done coding before, and if you wish to learn C programming, then this video course is for you, or this video series is for you. Okay, and they are the first category of people who can take up this particular video course. Okay, and the second category of people are those people who have learned some basics of programming somewhere in their college days, but they have not mastered it. But now they feel that they have to learn C programming from scratch and they want to even go to the advanced level. Then this course even for you. Okay, so even you can take up this particular video series, right? So these are the two categories of people who can really benefit from this course, right? So having said that, let me see the next FAQ. So the next FAQ is who must not take up this course. Okay, so this course may not be beneficial for those people who have already been working in C programming, or those who already know C language. Okay, then for those people this course may not be beneficial. But if you wish to brush up your C basics, or if you want to brush up your C language concepts, then you can definitely watch this video series, my dear friends. Okay, so this is FAQ 2. Now let me move on to FAQ 3. Is C really useful for my career? Okay, so I just took the snapshot from this website called as TIOB. Okay, so they have this TIOB index who periodically actually keep checking which is the trending languages on this, programming languages in the software development world. Okay, so according to TIOB index, okay, C remains on the top. Okay, from past 20 years, C is either on the number one position or on the in the number two position, right? So this says that C has plenty of opportunities. Okay, and you don't need to really worry if you could make a career in C language or not, because there are plenty of job opportunities and C always remains in the number one position. Okay, so you're good to go. Okay, so C will definitely be useful for your career, my dear friends. Okay, so having said that, let me move on to the FAQ 4. Right, so what is FAQ 4? It says, can I learn C without any prior programming experience? Okay, absolutely yes, especially if you want to learn C programming through this video series. Okay, so I don't assume you to have any kind of programming experience. So I consider my students who are actually going through this video series to have no programming experience, or I consider them to be absolute novice to programming. Okay, so if you are completely new to programming and have no idea about programming, absolutely don't worry. Just be with me in this particular throughout this video series, and I'm sure that you will be learning C programming in detail. Okay, so now let me move on to the next FAQ. So next FAQ is what is the end result of this course? Okay, so the end result is that by the end of this video series, if you have watched all my video series, then by the end of if you have watched all my video lessons in this particular series, then you will be able to write professional level C programs, okay, very easily and more professionally. So this is the end result of this particular video series. Okay, now having said that, let me move to the next FAQ. The next FAQ says, how many hours should I invest per day to learn C programming from this course, right? So you will have to invest minimum of 20 minutes to 30 minutes per day watching 2 to 3 videos video lessons from the series. Okay, and if you are following this instruction, then within 30 days of time you will be able to learn C programming thoroughly, my dear friends. Okay, so this is how it is. Right, so again, let me warn you, don't watch more than 2 to 3 videos just for the sake of completing this video series, because it is of no use, right? So you have to watch for 20 to 30 minutes, maximum 2 to 3 videos. Okay, and then practice on whatever you have learned, and only then you will be able to become an expert. Okay, now let me move on to the next FAQ. The next FAQ says, can I become an expert C programmer after completion of the C series? Okay, sorry, absolutely no. All right, so you will not be able to become an expert in C programming by completing this, C programming series, right? So there is a great, there is a great author. His name is Malcolm Gladwell, who has written this best-selling book called as Outliers, right? So according to him, if you want to become a geek, or if you want to become a professional, or if you want to become an expert in any particular field, then you will have to practice that particular art, right, for 10,000 hours, okay, which is roughly 5.5 years. So if you can keep practicing programming for 5.5 years, that is when you will be called as an expert, right? So you cannot become an expert in 1 or 2 days or within 1 or 2 months. It takes time. You'll have to work on several projects, right? Several different kinds of projects. Only then you will be able to understand the working of C programming practically, right? So this video series will definitely help you out in understanding the C language better. Okay, so this should be your first step towards becoming becoming an expert C programmer. Okay, so I think I've answered this question to you. Okay, so because I just answered this question because I don't want to set false promises, like that you become an expert and all such kind of thing. That is wrong, right? So that's the reason. But this is the first step, and you are going to become, and you're going to become very good at the fundamentals of C programming language, right? So that using these fundamentals, you can build up your C programming career, right? Having said that, let me move on to the next FAQ. The next FAQ is, which book should I refer to learn C programming while going through this video series, right? So I don't recommend you to go through any particular book while going through this video series, because I'm going to cover pretty much everything, okay, in this video series. But yes, if you need a book for reference or for a kind of notes, okay, if you need such kind of notes, then I have written an online book, okay, which is freely available on my website, and the link I would be sharing it in the description below here. Okay, you can go and click on the description below over here, so that you can click on the link which is given in the description below over here. And that book is called as Learn C in 24 Hours. Okay, it's written by me, and it's pretty good book. I really, the people have given, students have given really good feedback about this book. You can refer this book as a notes while going through this video series. Okay, but yes, after completing this video series, you will have to definitely read this book written by, okay, Dennis M. Ritchie, Kernighan and Dennis M. Ritchie, and the book is called as the C programming language, and this is the Bible of C, right? So once you read this book on the C programming language written by Kernighan and Ritchie, you would become a what do you call? You become a master blaster in problem solving, right? So this book gives you the ideas of how to solve a given problem in less amount of time and by writing lesser code. Okay, this book is really great. So but don't go to read this book right now, because you would be disappointed, because the language used in this book is quite complicated. You may not understand. So that is the reason I suggested you to go through this book only after completing this programming series. Okay, so meanwhile, if you want to refer to some kind of notes, then you can definitely go through my online book, which says Learn C in 24 Hours, and the link for the book, online book, is given in the description below. So please go and click on that, and you can get an idea of what is that book all about, right? So this is FAQ 8, and now let me go to the next FAQ. The next FAQ is, what is a better learning approach to this course, right? So if you want to make use of this video series, or if you want to make use of this course to the maximum, right? If you want to get the maximum benefit out of this particular course, then I would definitely suggest three important points, or three things that you have to do. First thing is, do not hurry. Okay, so don't watch this video series, or don't binge watch this video series, because the intention is not to complete watching the video series, right? The intention is to learn the concepts thoroughly, right? So I want you to actually watch 2 to 3 videos per day. Okay, and once you watch those videos, take up the concepts, okay, and then try to put those into practice. Okay, so write programs on those particular concepts, and then see how it works practically. Okay, and only then you will be able to understand the concepts very clearly, right? So the moment you start watching the entire videos in one go, then you will not be able to probably keep everything in your mind, right? And later you will be very much disappointed. So don't do that. Watch 2 to 3 videos per day, and that's more than enough, right? And then second one is, as I told you, compile and run each and every program, okay, or take up the concepts that I actually discussed and write your own program and compile and run, so that you'll understand how those concepts actually work in real time. Right, that is the second thing. And the third thing which I would like to tell you is, the best way, I'm going to tell you a secret, the best way to learn is to teach others, right? So please, bring your friends home or go to your friends home, and whatever concept you learn from this video series or from this programming series, go and teach your friends, right? So the only thing which grows by sharing with others is your knowledge, right? So please go and share your knowledge. Okay, and when you start discussing this with your friends, okay, you will start learning better, right? So one way that I learned better is by teaching my students, right? And in fact, teachers, students are indirectly my teachers. Okay, so these are the three things which I would definitely suggest you to do to make use of this programming course, programming series to the maximum. Right, this is FAQ 9. Let me go to FAQ 10. Okay, so again, this is one of the famous questions that I keep getting from students. Okay, is C programming really tough? Or sometimes people ask, is programming really difficult? Okay, so let me tell you, if suppose I go and ask this question to Virat Kohli, like if I ask Kohli if cricket is difficult for Kohli, right? Or if I ask whether acting is difficult to Amitabh Bachchan, okay, or if I ask is singing difficult to Lata Mangeshkar, probably what could their answer be, right? Or if suppose I ask Virat Kohli if cricket easy, or if I ask Amitabh Bachchan if acting easy, or if I ask Lata Mangeshkar if singing is easy, then what could their answer be, right? What could their probable answer be, right? So it is not whether they may not say it is difficult or easy. Probably when they might say that it is fun, right? Cricket is fun for Virat Kohli, acting is fun for Amitabh Bachchan, and singing is fun for Lata Mangeshkar, right? So I feel programming is the same for me, right? So I don't feel programming is difficult or easy, right? I feel programming is fun, right? So once you start loving a particular topic, then even if a complex problem is given to you, okay, you find it so happy, you find it passionate, or you find it lovable to actually work on that particular topic, isn't it? So I should in my opinion, I feel programming is really fun. Okay, and most of them have found programming as difficult because okay, they might not have used the right book to learn, or they wouldn't have been taught properly in their college level, or might be there are several other reasons. But in my opinion, programming is neither difficult or nor easy. It is basically fun, my dear friends. Okay, so this is FAQ 10. And now let me go to FAQ 11. I feel I'm weak in programming. Will this course help? Okay, so let me tell you something. It's a psychologically proven fact that you become what you actually think, right? So if you keep saying that you are weak, then you will definitely end up becoming weak, isn't it? So my honest or sincere suggestion to you is stop using such kind of negative words. Okay, don't think you're weak in programming. Rather, start thinking positive, and trust me, over a period of time, once you go through this video series, you will feel more comfortable, and your mind will, once you start using those positive words, right? Like I am good at programming, I am programming is very interesting, or such kind of words. When you start using such interesting words, your brain or your mind will start getting tuned towards success, right? And you will start seeing positivity in programming over here. It means you will start becoming more better at programming, right? So nobody are weak at anything. Okay, it's only their thoughts what which creates their world. So start creating a world which is fully filled with positivity. Okay, and this is what I would like to tell you, right? So as I've given on the screen, what you think you become, right? So please start saying you are very good at programming. Trust me, okay, you will definitely become very good at programming once you start saying this and practicing it like this. Okay, so let me see, what is there any next FAQ over here? Yes, no. So I have completed with all the FAQs. Okay, so I think you are convinced enough to actually go and take up this particular video series. Okay, so what next? Right. So what next is that? So before saying what next, okay. So if you have really felt that you have to learn C programming thoroughly, if your mind is set up, okay, if you're geared up to learn C programming in detail, then please do, okay, comment in the comment box saying that yes, I'm very excited, and I'm going to become a awesome C programmer. Or you can use any kind of some positive words. I am, or you can say I want to become the best C programmer or something like that. Okay, so if you have really set up your mind, and if you're really excited, okay, then from the upcoming lesson I'm going to start this programming series more technically. Okay, so having said that, even I am very very excited to teach you C programming from scratch. Okay, so having said that, meet you in the next lesson. Okay, so until then, take care. Bye bye. Love you all so much. Bye.